Hey guys, welcome back. Virgos, right? Right, I think so. See, every time. I only see it because I get in front of the camera. Anyway, Virgos, what are you guys healing? I just spit on myself. That's great. Alright. Virgos, what are you guys healing? The sun is coming up. It's a wonderful day. But I'm still tired. I'm always tired, even if I take a nap, and I have been napping a lot. So I don't know, Leos, if you guys have been taking a ton of naps. I do have Leo strongly in my chart, but yeah, I've been sleeping a lot. But my schedule, the way my schedule is set up, I sleep like partly in the day, partly at night. So I see both the sunrise and the sunset, which is nice. And I just saw 111. Anyway, yeah, so it's almost like I sleep 3 in the day, 3 at night. It's just kind of, it was like backwards. I was sleeping all day and awake all night, and then it kind of split off. Like it was weird. It was weird. So yeah, now it's kind of like I sleep from like 2 to 6, and then from like 10 to like 2. I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, Virgos, what are you guys healing? I don't know if you guys are having sleeping problems, and also tell me why. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Okay. Before I started your guys' reading, I was already obviously in your energy. I started cleaning my table. I was like, this is Virgo's energy. Definitely Virgo's energy. By the way, Leos, if you are or are not happy Mother's Day, I believe it was yesterday. I'm doing these. I'm pretty on. I'm doing this the Monday after Mother's Day, so you guys will see this today because I'm all caught up. Ooh, excuse me. See, some of you guys do need to sleep. What are you guys healing? Self-reflection. Okay, so some of you guys are healing the way that you see yourself, the way that you guys look at yourselves, the way that you guys some of you guys might have like body dysmorphia, or like, is there like a face dysmorphia? Is that included? Like where you think you're ugly but you're not? Yeah, some of you guys might have like low self-esteem, and this could be because, you know, maybe, you know, you were in bad relationships where you weren't chosen. And it took a toll, because obviously if you keep getting like, you know, left, you're gonna eventually think it's like SpongeBob when he stinks and Patrick's like, you're ugly, because he doesn't understand, like, the smell is ugly, right? The smell of like the onion or whatever, and that's kind of like a metaphor for the people you were dealing with, right? And so Patrick was like, you're ugly. But then at the end of the day, SpongeBob was like, fuck it, I'm ugly. And then he went around and he's like, hi, and everybody was running for him because his breath was like Onion City, right? But SpongeBob wasn't ugly. He just had really bad breath, right? And it's almost like what he was dealing with, what he was eating, was making him stinky. But again, people weren't running from his face. He wasn't ugly. He was just, he had really bad breath, and he was going around accepting that he was ugly. He was just like, oh, I'm ugly. I can't do it. My daughter can do it really well. My daughter and my ex-husband can do it perfectly. But anyway, so yeah, it's kind of giving that, like, you guys took on trauma that wasn't yours to take on, And I feel like that trauma was like self-esteem issues. Because yeah, eventually, you know, when, and who hasn't had that thought? Maybe I'm the fucking problem. Maybe I'm ugly and I'm not good enough in my body and blah blah blah, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's not the case, right? Like at the end of the day, I hope you understand that the people that you were dealing with really weren't right for you, and then you guys were attracting people out of certain traumas. And a lot of times people say, oh, when you haven't healed this, you attract people that are like this. And I say that's only half true. Okay, I don't actually fully believe that. I believe that we attract people, and because we're unhealed, we deal with them, right? Because if we were healed, we wouldn't deal with them, right? Does that make sense? So even if you're attracting a narcissist, you could attract 1,000 narcissists, right? Or people that are just egotistical, self-centered, have a whole bunch of issues, right? But if you're healed, you're not going to deal with any of those people. You're not going to deal with them because you have self-esteem, and you have you have self-control, and you have self-respect, right? So I feel like, yes, maybe there's an energetic pull to like narcissists, but I really feel it's more of you're dealing with these people because you have self-esteem issues, and sometimes you feel like, I just want anybody to love me, or at least they're giving me attention, or pick me because everybody else hasn't picked me. I want to be the choice that you make, right? I want to be the person that you look at and think that nothing else matters in this world, when in reality you should look at yourself and think those things, not somebody else. And I'm always going to repeat this: you can't expect those things from other people when you can't give it to yourself, right? You cannot look in the mirror and say, I think you're disgusting, you're ugly, you're horrible, but you over there, come look at me and think I'm the best thing in the world. Why would I think that when you don't even think that? Right? So I feel like you guys are starting to heal. You guys are reflecting a lot of like understanding what was yours and what isn't yours, right? Understanding that you are a mirror, and a lot of times people were mirroring back to you what you were putting out there. Because again, a player cannot come and play if you're not gonna play, right? They can't. What are they gonna do? You're not gonna play their game. So what happens? They leave. And eventually, you know, somebody that comes in that's not playing, and then, you know, you find yourself with somebody that is at your level, right? But a lot of times, really what it is our unhealed issues, but it is what we're willing to allow, what we're willing to go along with, what we're willing to do in situations that come up, right? Oh, well, they keep disrespecting me, but I'm still their friend, even though they stole a boyfriend, and all they call me for is to borrow money. Of course they're gonna keep using you because they know they can use you, and you don't put up boundaries. So I feel like right now you're just taking a look and seeing that you are a mirror, and I feel like you're starting to make better choices, right? And you're starting to understand that yes, in the past people acted out, and that doesn't take away from their behavior. They still were assholes or pieces of shit that chose to act negatively or do the things that they did, right? The question is, well, why did you allow it? That's the question, okay? And then surrender. Yeah, I feel like you're having an ego death, understanding that this was all about you, but it wasn't about you not being good enough. It was about you not loving yourself to know. And sometimes we really like, I am so surprised at how much information I'm still learning nowadays, because I was taught nothing when I was young. Everything I've learned was from reading, from like living my life, watching TV. It was self-taught. I didn't learn anything from my parents. They didn't teach me anything. They didn't talk to me about things. The only thing my mother ever talked to me about was about weight and losing weight, and how I would be treated badly because I was overweight. Yeah, and then when she realized that I literally never go without options, she was like so surprised, and it like dumbfounded me because I was like, what? Like, it was a moment of like, does she think I'm ugly? Does that make sense? So sometimes we don't even know that we're doing something that's unhealthy, that we're allowing certain patterns to pass on, because you don't actually realize that it's just something you don't know, right? It's just something you don't understand. You don't see, you don't get it because it's been a repetitive theme that you've seen throughout your life. You've seen your friends go through it, they go through the same shit, and you don't really get that. Nah, this ain't right, and I don't want to do this, right? Little bit by little bit, you start to understand it. You're like, I don't want to do this. I don't care whether I try it or not, and you start to understand that. But realizing that you are a mirror and you are a reflection of yourself and of other people, right? Learning that, and even when people treat you like shit, you're still a mirror. You're a mirror. You're reflecting. If you feel good about yourself, they're going to treat you like shit because they hate themselves and they're looking at themselves in a mirror of somebody that loves themselves, right? Okay, let's start to go deeper. So I feel like that's what you're healing, and you're starting to surrender. And it does feel like this card, look, it feels like, it looks like when Simba went to go talk to Rafiki, and he was, no, was it his dad? Well, yeah. It was Rafiki took him to talk to his dad in the clouds or some shit like that. And his dad was like, remember who you are. Like, remember who you are. You're the king, right? Doesn't matter what else anybody else said or who kicked you out, or you were born. This was your God-given right. You were born the king, and right now you're out there with, identity crisis, eating bugs, hanging out with, a meerkat, and the pig. He's not a pig. He's I can't remember what he is, but you know what I'm talking about. Warhol. Yeah. And so it's giving this, and it's like, surrender to who the fuck you are. You already remember. You've unlearned a bunch of things, right? You've unlearned most of everything that was taught to you that is not true. It's time now to surrender to who you're truly meant to be. Stop holding on to parts of the ego, or we never get rid of the ego, right? We just kind of we just train our egos to chill the fuck out, right? But yeah, that's a lot, so I'm not going to get into it. But clarifying self-reflection, yeah, the world, ending a cycle of accepting less than. And I feel like you've gone through cycles and cycles and cycles of learning this lesson and having karma. Hold on, my AC is fucking cold. Having karmic partners, dealing with people. And I don't feel like they were the same. I don't feel like they were all the same lessons, but they were all like in a same box. You were either dealing with someone who was unavailable. You were dealing with someone who was immature. You were dealing with someone who was disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like, there was always something that wasn't like, it wasn't like, I don't feel like you had copycat, like copy, cut and copy and paste, what the fuck ever. I do feel though like there was like a repetitive theme of like not being respected, not getting everything that you deserve, and accepting less than you are meant to get. And I feel like that's over. I don't feel like that's over. It's over. It's the world. That's done, and you've learned the lesson. And look, this is the Ouroboros. I always want to say Aurora Borealis, Ouroboros, and it's where the snake is eating itself. It's eating itself because it's shedding the skin, right? It's like a cycle of life, which again references to the Lion King. It's again a cycle of life where the snake eats itself and it continues. Like, it's a continuous cycle, right? And you've healed that now. You've already shed all the skins you needed to, and I just saw 444, and you guys are exactly where you need to be. Oh shit. Yeah, surrendering with the 4 of Wands. Yeah, surrendering to with the 9 of Swords in reverse. Yep. No longer feeling like the last man standing. No longer I feel like you've healed, like with the 9 of is it Swords or Wands? It's Wands. 9 of Wands. With the 9 of Wands, you know, you can always be like the last man standing, right? Like you just came out of battle, you're exhausted, right? But I feel like you sat and you took a nap and you went through those cycles and you shed and you grew and you continued to heal. And so now you're coming out of that. Now you're refreshed, you're ready, you're good, and this is with the 4 of Wands. I feel like this is coming together with you're building a happy life here, a happy home, a happy life. Things in your home, like house and home, are going to take off, right? It's going to be great, and there's going to be celebrations going on. I do feel like some of you guys could be taking a trip, possibly to the desert. You guys could be taking a trip to like, you know, those what is it, like a Burning Man or whatever, something where you're celebrating your life, right? And you're enjoying the fruits of your labors, because you're moving away from anything and anyone that represented the parts of you that you've already shed. Because you, first of all, you don't even connect. You're like, you want to connect to something of mine old, you can connect to the old skin. Like there's nothing there that connects, right? So yeah, the wheel of fortune is turning for you. Yeah, the wheel of fortune is turning for you, and it's going to change everything that's been going on with you. Okay, guys, hang on one second. Okay guys, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, your life with the 4 of Wands, you know, you can see it as your home, but I'm also getting like just your life in general. It seems like there's going to be a step up, right? Because yeah, the home is in this picture, right? But she's outside of the home celebrating. But I do feel like your home is getting an upgrade. So some of you guys could even be moving, or just things are going to get so much easier at home. You could have the money to fix it up, whatever it is, right? But yeah, it's because you've ended this cycle and you now understand your value. I don't know why my nose is running. Manifesting your dreams. Look at that. You guys got a bunch. Hell, making your own drama. Yeah, and I do feel like this is like basically, you know, making the wrong choices with certain people. But also this could be like you making your own life hell, right? You accepting less than, you going with people knowing that they're not right for you. Your thoughts, what you do to self-sabotage, right? Reviewing your life choices, and then beware of negative thoughts. Yeah, self-sabotaging, having those negative thoughts of, oh, I'm not worth it, I'm not worthy of this, I can't do it, I'm not meant for this. Whatever it is that you're saying to yourself that is untrue, no longer saying those things and seeing that you are a reflection of the choices of what other people made, right? And also understanding that you've unlearned all that, so you can move forward and you can see yourself for who you really are, which is very valuable, right? A lot of times we take what society says, oh, they don't dress nice, or oh, they're not the perfect weight, or oh, they're not with, you know, a partner, or oh, they're this, they're that, and we take that as in a negative. Why? Having a job or a ton of money or a bunch of like name brands doesn't make you anything. It doesn't make you bad. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person, right? If you have all those things, that doesn't make you good or bad. You just have a ton of shit that's expensive. Not having those things doesn't make you any less than. Those are just things that you can't even take when you leave this plane. All right, Virgos, let's get some guidance or advice, I guess. My nose keeps running. I don't know why. The air is not on me anymore. I'm not sick, so I had to go and wipe my nose. Alright, advice. Bodies of water. Solace. Spend time near water such as a lake, river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. Yeah. Any recharge, and then be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Water always is a detox, and that is inside and out. Water if you're hungover, water if you're dehydrated, if you have kidney stones, guess what they tell you? Drink water. Water really is the healing of life. Again, remember though that we have some fucked up water here. Obviously not compared to other places, because I'm not like, oh, what was us, right? But at least I know I used to be very much a sink drinker, like a drinker of water from the sink. I drink a ton of water, but I'm a water snob. But I was always very much like, just drink from the sink. It's all very like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And then I moved to where I live now. Yo, tell me why, like, almost like for like 2 months straight, I would take a shower. My daughter would be like, why do you smell like a pool? And I was like, I don't fucking know. Tell me why my water smells like chlorine, and I haven't drank water from my sink for almost a year now. And it's fucking frustrating, because I'm like, bro, we're out of water and it's like midnight or something, and I cannot go without water. I need water. And so just be careful of the water that you're drinking is basically what I'm trying to say. There are, you know, things out there, information that you'll find that say, you know, and I said this in Leos, I think, or Cancers, I can't remember, so maybe you guys have that in your chart, but that the fluoride, or there's stuff in the water that actually calcifies your pineal gland, which is where your intuition comes from, right? So this is something that they're doing purposefully. Either way, that's just you know, there's no, well, there's evidence to it, but it's all, you know, like, I'm a Cancer, we're very much conspiracy theorists. Anyway, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, Virgos. I hope this helped, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.